There's a price gap up. Of course, the reason for all the price gap is because of the French election. The result is considered one of the best or the most optimistic result that could possibly happen. So that's the reason there's sort of optimism and risk-on kind of effect. So most of the so-called risk currencies will favor against the safe haven currencies. So in this case of dollar yen, even though both are considered safe havens, but Japanese yen is considered safer. So relatively, it makes the dollar a bit more on the optimistic side compared to the yen. So that's why you see the gap upwards even on a dollar yen chart. So having said all this, the next, of course, if there's optimism continue, not only from the UK election and also for the upcoming French election, it is possible to see the dollar yen continue to head upwards because of the weakness in yen. That's number one. Then, of course, number two, the continuous easing policy by Bank of Japan possibly will add on some of the pressure on the yen as well. And finally, for the dollar, dollar has recovered a bit of the so-called weakness lately, possibly due to profit taking. At this point in time, if you look at the possibility of a Fed rate hike in June is below 50%, and for the next rate hike to happen is most probably in September. So that's the expectation at this moment. So for dollar yen to go into a full reversal, heading back up to 115 at this moment, I personally will feel that it is quite unlikely. But like I say, as trader, we always react. So for dollar yen at this moment, if you see there's a price gap, I'm going to zoom in. So the start of the week has formed a consolidation. Okay, as you can see, the price gap up immediately. Price is falling back down, and now it's creeping up again. So let's look at this price range over here. What is the price? Okay, 110.45, thereabout. And it is a round number, interestingly, that is supporting it, which is 1110. So this is about a 45 pips consolidation for H4 chart. So of course, at this moment for this week, watch out for Thursday, Bank of Japan monetary announcement that will have an impact on this pair as well. But on a technical side, if it does close above 101.45 into the blue box, or rather the green box, possibly can consider to go long. Okay, the price is about 11058 plus minus, thereabout. Of course, if the price close below, possibly it is giving a sign of closing up the gap. Okay, if it close into the green box, which is around 109.88 plus minus or lower, that would be a signal to go short, our signal to go short. That's the dollar yen. of course, from now until BOJ's announcement, possibly to apply range strategy to trade within the 45 pips consolidation that is marked by the blue box. Okay, that would be my suggestion for dollar yen. Okay, for this week at least. So the next request on my screen. Okay, before I move on, let me take this question. It says that I have advised traders that we should avoid to take trade in contra with trend. That means to take trade against the trend. If we trade in H1, H4 chart, will we follow the trend in the H1 or H4 chart or follow D1 trend? Please advise more. Okay. It is not whether I advise trader to trade against the trend. It is just my way of trading. I like to trade along with the trend because there are traders outside who like to take counter trend trades and they are still profitable. So I'm in no position to say that traders should not trade against the trend. It just means that you have to pick the trading style that suits you more. So for me, I prefer to trade along the trend. I'm not a very good counter trend trader. So that's why whenever I look at the chart, I tend to follow the trend, the direction of the trend. And then whether to look at H1, H4 or D1 trend, for simplicity, stick to one time frame. So if you are making a decision on H1, stick to H1. And if you are making a decision on H4, stick to H4. Because if you try to look at multiple time frame, sometimes you may confuse yourself if the cross time frame are showing different direction. It could be H1 showing uptrend, but H4 showing downtrend. Then what should you do? So unless you have a trading plan to tell you exactly what you should do in that kind of situation, you most likely would end up confusing and don't know what to do. So my suggestion is you can start off with just deciding with one time frame first. So as you become more experienced, you fine-tune your trading plan. You may add on multi-time frame to help you decide. Or you could eventually end up taking only trades if 2 or 3 time frames are showing the same direction. Meaning to say daily, 4-hourly and hourly chart are all showing the downtrend, then you will take a short trade. Or all 3 time frames are showing uptrend, then you will take a long trade, something like that. Okay, the next currency pair is pound dollar. Pound dollar, there's request to look at H1 and H4. Okay, as usual, I'll just decide on one time frame after I scan through both the time frame.